I'm tired of all you fellas going hard on Steve Harvey, mad at Steve Harvey because Steve Harvey calling himself a self-proclaimed relationship expert. I'm sick of y'all feeling some kind of way about that and dogging Steve Harvey every time he attempts to help out the community. He doing something y'all ain't, which is taking responsibility for the thousands and thousands of black women out here that have had no father figures, that don't know anything about men whatsoever, know more about their careers and less about the responsibility that they have inside of the relationships that they choose with men. He is actually taking on a huge responsibility that a lot of black men ain't even considering doing. It's men out there that'll see a woman who's vulnerable, instead of explaining to her, this is not the kind of black woman that you have to be. You don't have to be promiscuous. You don't have to feel like you lonely. You don't have to settle down with whomever so you can feel better about yourself. You guys aren't taking that responsibility and doing that. You actually believe that it's not your responsibility to take care of the black community or the women inside of the black community. I don't care who started it. Like, people always say, well, if black women wouldn't have done this, then black men wouldn't be this way. Or if black men wouldn't have done this, then black women wouldn't be this way. It don't even matter. What are you doing to repair the situation? How are you acting? What is your behavior like for you to be helping the situation be any different than it already is? I can tell you what Steve Harvey has done. Steve Harvey has put out 2 books, a movie, and about to put out another one to help out the community when it comes to dating, because a lot of us don't know what it means to be in a healthy relationship. We don't know how to build healthy marriages. We don't know how to deal with each other. And to be honest with you, whether the information he's giving is the holy grail or not, the fact that this man is trying is enough for me, because a lot of y'all men not trying. Some of his advice may have worked for some women, and some of his advice may not have worked for some women. But I really am getting tired of black men really dogging this man. Like, anytime I'm on Facebook and I see somebody put up a clip of Steve Harvey, all I see is a whole bunch of bitter, angry men commenting on it, mad at Steve Harvey for saying the things that he's done. It makes no sense to me. And whether you can rely on those advice ain't even my concern. I'm just surprised that an actual black man has actually took the step to at least try to help women, because there's a lot of women out here that don't know what they're doing. There's a lot of black people in general that don't know nothing about marriage and relationships, and they don't want to do anything like relationship counseling or read a self-help improvement book because they feel like it's too cheesy. They feel like, oh, I'm strong enough to handle it. I don't know why black people think they're strong enough to handle their emotions, because all I've been seeing black men and women do for decades on top of decades is actually killing each other, mad at each other, abusing each other, doing all this negative stuff to each other. How many solid African American families have you seen? How many of you have actually grew up with both of your parents? The single parent is the mother, not the father. It's plenty of fatherless men out there, and I think they feeling some kind of way, instead of looking at Steve Harvey as maybe could be a fatherly figure. And I think a lot of African American men should give him a lot more credit than they give him, because he's doing a decent job. And I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the man has talked about all of the mistakes that he's made and all of his marriages and his cheating and his lying. He done been there. He done that. And it's some things that he's explaining to, you know, women, that these are the things and stages that men go through, and this is what you need to understand. Men, y'all need to stand up and start taking responsibility for the families that we have and the destruction of the black community. And I know there's a lot of black women who aren't taking responsibility either. It's got to start somewhere, and the snowball effect will eventually happen. But enough people got to be willing to try to fix it. And I don't think we have any black leaders like we used to when Martin Luther King was around and Malcolm X was around. Okay, yeah, our president is black, but think about this. Think about how many leaders we had in the civil rights movement. Think about all that. Where are all those people at? Because the only 2 people I could think of at the top of my head that's actually helping the black community is Michael Eric Dyson and Michael Baisden. Back then we had Farrakhan. I don't know if Farrakhan is a good example. We had Jesse Jackson, Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell. Okay, technically Colin Powell does not. he like bright. He like bright, so he might not count. I mean, we could try to factor in Oprah and Tyler Perry. Oprah Winfrey audience mainly white, and Tyler Perry, I wouldn't call him a black leader. Good entertainer, but black leader, no. Hill Harper's trying. Hill Harper is doing a decent job too. Think about this. Think about what you're teaching your children. You know what I mean? Think about fathers. If you got sons and you ain't seen your sons and you ain't seen your daughters in months and you ain't paying your child support and doing whatever, yo, reset. Hit the reset button straight up and be better men than this. I think that you should take the time to actually be better than those people that raised you.